Somebody gotta testify. Oh, somebody gotta testify. For God I live, for God I die. Somebody gotta testify. Somebody gotta testify. Oh, somebody gotta testify. For God I live, for God I die. Somebody gotta testify. Hi, everybody. It's Auntie Pauline. Yes, man, I'm here again, giving God thanks, giving Him all the glory, the praise that He so deserves. You know, I love to hear other people testify. I love to hear other people's experience because it lifts me, it encourages me, it inspires me, and it helps me to go on. Some of the things that we cry about when I hear of other persons' experience, I said, "Oh, mine is nothing." You know, I just have to give God thanks. And in my first testimony, you can go back and listen, watch my first testimony that I give on this channel. You can go back and listen. It it has really lifts my spirit to know that God is still cares for His children. He said He will never leave us nor forsake us, and I believe in that. Now, if if you did like my first testimony, just click on the notification bell that you can hear others as I upload, and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. If you have subscribed, you can share my channel, share it with your friends, and just give me a thumbs up and hit the like button. Yeah, man, I love that. Right, so do that for me. Now, this other testimony I'm gonna tell you about, God has been so good to me, and He always look out for me. He cares about us. He said we must cast our cares upon Him because He cares for us. And when we are in trouble, when we are in jam, and it seems impossible, that's the time we should call on Jesus, man. Yes, He said when we are in trouble, call on Him. Right. So I don't give up that easily. Mm-mm. And I tell myself that God is too good to me for me to quit. I ain't gonna quit. And this particular time, I was working at the hotel. I spent many years at the hotel working, but things just not had enough because I have the 5 children. They are very small, and all of them going to school. They are depending on me as a single parent. They are depending on me, and I cannot afford to fail them. And this particular time, I was feeling so depressed at work because they have been treating me not nicely. Supervisor getting under my skin because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. He don't want to work with no Adventist because I'm not willing to work on Saturdays, and he will make up stories to get me fired, and he would pass remarks like, no one tell me if you go have no 5 picnic and all these things, and things were getting out of hand. Sometimes I went into the bathroom, into the restroom, and I cried myself. I cried, and I said, God, help me out of this. What must I do? I cannot walk. One of the time, I feel like just walking off the job. And I said, no. I have friends at the hotel see my plight and know what I'm going through, and will say, Pauline, don't give up. Don't leave your job. Your children need you. And I just want to big up all those persons who used to encourage me. They said, don't leave your job. Don't leave your job. God will take care. And, this particular day, I was working the night shift. I worked the night shift for about 3 years and 9 months, and it get to me, man. I was so depressed. I'm not getting any money. The pay is so small. It can't even do for the week, much less to help out with the children. And they're not raising my pay. They're not giving me any tips, any gratuity, any bonus. I'm not getting any of that while the others are getting, because guess what? I'm not a staff. Hmm? I'm not a staff. I'm just temporary. And did not putting me on staff, right? Because I was working there before and I went away on the hotel program. I came back and they decided not to put me back on staff. So I have to work there. I was there working 3 years, 9 months with just one dead pay, giving me three persons work. I have to be working three persons work right around the clock. It depressed me, and the hurtfulest thing, they put me on the night shift. When I leave work 11 o'clock at night, I can't get any drive to go home. No drive to go home, you know. And I reached the bus stop, I was there bleaching in the night dew. Sometimes, and because when it reached 12 o'clock, you have to pay a double fare. So the taxi operators, they waited until that time, they go and hide and waited until 12 o'clock before they come. And if it's a minute after 12, we're going to carry, you have to pay a double fare to go home. So I can recall sometimes I leave work like 11 and I don't reach home like 2 in the morning, 2:30. It was getting to me, man. It was getting to me. And I feel so depressed. So I said, you know what, I have to leave this work. Even though I have my children going to school, but I have to leave this work, man. It's gonna kill me. I went in the staff bus like 2 o'clock, 2:30, and by the time I reach the staff bus, I have a pounding headache, and by the time I reach work 5 minutes time, went to the changing room, I fell asleep on that bench there. It's the other shift that was leaving now, coming to change over. When they knock on the door, wanted to come in the changing room, the door is locked because I'm in there sleeping. And some of them, they understand. They say, Pauline, you gonna bed? And I was like, wow, you know. So it wasn't easy. It was stressing me out. And that headache, probably it would mad me, because every day I have headache. As I touch in the staff bus, I have headache. It was killing me, man. It was stressing me out. No money, you know. And I said, okay, I have to leave this job. But before I leave this job, I have to get another one. I have to seek another one. I might have to do a part two, because I just want to tell you how God come through for me in this situation. But nevertheless, I I started seeking a job. I have a very good friend. He's my, what do they call it now? I can confide in him. He's a male, and it's only him I can tell certain things, and he understand. So one particular evening, Sunday evening, I leave work, and he called me up and said, "What are you doing? You're going home straight home?" I said, "What you want?" He said, "I'm going to look for a friend. You wanna come with me?" I said, "No problem." And I was there, we went together, and he took me on a hill, steep hill, and I was like, where am I going? But I trusted him, he's my friend. I trusted him, and we went on a steep hill, and he went to look for some friends. Friends were working on like refurbishing a building. And when I look at the building, it looks like they were gonna open business. So I said to his friend, you think when they finish this building, they're gonna want somebody to work like a office attendant? When I inquired, it was a government building, and he said, yeah, supposed to, they must want somebody to work, yes, but we don't know. And I said, who can I get in touch with? And he said, give me a number and your name, and I'll get to the person in charge. And that's what I did. And man, trust me, I forget all about it until one day I get a call. Are you Pauline? So and so. I said, oh yes. He said, I understand you're interested in getting a job at this place. And I was like hesitant because I didn't remember about that. And I said, "Oh, yeah." And they said, "Are you still interested?" And I said, "Oh, sure." And they said, "Okay, we are going to call you for an interview. You'd have to do some interviews." And when I hear from the show, it was about 3 or 4 interviews with different persons. And they said, when the time comes, they will call me. I said, okay. So I, builds my hope I got feel a little relaxed, even though the work was tiresome and, you know, at the hotel. And I persevere until I got another call one day that I should come to that same building for an interview. I went there, didn't even remember where I was going, but I walked and I walked and I went there before I go to work because I was on the evening shift. So I went there in the morning. I did the interview and they said, okay, I would have to do another interview, but this time that interview will be in Kingston. And they tell me, we're in Kingston. Poor me and Kingston. I said,